don't forget, guys, drop a like on the stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel, make sure you hit that bell icon to be notified of any new content as and when we upload it to the channel. You know it makes sense. Come on, you irons. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening and good night, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are watching this around the world. Welcome to Falls from Iron, and I am Gatesy, your host. I wanted to do this little piece regarding Jamaican national football team, the Reggae Boyz, and the fact that obviously this is coming to you on a West Ham fan YouTube channel. The real reason behind it is more to do with the fact that one of their members of the squad was a certain Michail Antonio. Now, thankfully, I think as far as most West Ham fans are concerned, thankfully he was on the bench. He didn't start the match for Jamaica in this particular qualification match for the Qatar World Cup. However, on the starting lineup were a few names that would be quite familiar to people that follow English football. Names such as Adrian Mariappa, Bobby De Cordova-Reid, Kemar Roof and Leon Bailey. On the bench was Michail Antonio, as I say, and former West Ham player Ravel Morrison. Yes, remember him with that goal against Tottenham at White Hart Lane. How can we forget that moment of magic he gave us? Anyway, now, so the match went on, and it's fair to say that looking at the reports and the stats and all the rest of it, that El Salvador were on top. They were the team that were on the front foot for the majority of the match. They were the team that had the majority of the chances and corners, and all the other stats, all the other metrics all say that El Salvador were the team on top. However, they got to half time, it was 0-0. Jamaica was still hanging in there. They were digging in and being gritty and determined. Now, Michail Antonio was introduced from the bench in the 74th minute with the score still locked at 0-0. And I think, to be fair, Jamaica would have absolutely taken a point at that stage. As I say, away from home, and they're definitely the team that's being dominated, not the team that's doing the dominating. So, all in all, I think that in that situation, a point wouldn't be a bad result. However, it got better for the Reggae Boyz, because on the 82nd minute, they actually took the lead. And who was it that scored it? Well, you've guessed it, Michail Antonio, West Ham's very own, Premier League record goal scorer for the Cockney Boys, goes and puts Jamaica 1-0 up, and 8 minutes from glory. 8 minutes from 3 points in a World Cup group where they are, up to this point, I think it's fair to say, struggling to get the results that they need to get. But they're 1-0 up away from home in a game where, quite honestly, they've had a bit of a hard time of it. So all they got to do is see the game out for the next 8 minutes. Sounds easy, doesn't it? But we all know it's easier said than done. And don't you know it? On the 90th minute, El Salvador get that equaliser to snatch those extra 2 points away from the Reggae Boyz. 1-1 was how it finished in El Salvador. Now, that presently puts Jamaica in 6th place out of 8 nations in that CONCACAF group. They are on 6 points, but there are a number of teams locked on 6 points. Now, if you're not familiar with how the qualification process for the CONCACAF region works, let me explain. So, of these 8 teams, the top 3 nations that occupy this league go straight to the World Cup in Qatar next year. Now, they are presently occupied by the United States of America in first, Mexico in second, and Canada, who are actually the only undefeated team in this group, on third. The fourth place team goes into a playoff round, and that is currently occupied by Panama. Panama are on 11 points, so they are 5 points ahead of Jamaica. We are at the halfway point of the CONCACAF group qualification process. Everybody has played 7 matches, and there are 7 matches to go. 21 points still up for grabs. They're 5 points off of achieving the minimum spot that they need to occupy to have any chance of qualifying for the World Cup in Qatar 2022. If they get 4th place, and it is a big if, but they can do it. They can do it. I have belief that the Reggae Boyz have the ability to do it. But what they need to do is they obviously need to bridge that gap between where they sit in 6th, 5 points off of the team that currently sits in 4th, and get into that playoff round as an absolute minimum. It'd be fantastic if they could get 3rd or better, but I think that's possibly a little bit too far off. But if they can at least get 4th, it gives them a chance of getting to the World Cup next year in Qatar. Now, what happens if they get 4th, I hear you ask? Well, if they get 4th place, then along with teams in the Oceania region, in the Asia region, and in the South America region, they will go into a playoff, 2-legged playoff match, elimination match against one of the other teams. So, for argument's sake, you'll have the team from the CONCACAF region, North and Central America, against the team from Asia, and then the team from Oceania against the team from South America, just for argument's sake. They've obviously got to do a draw. They play each other home and away. If necessary, extra time and penalties will be utilised, and the winner of that tie goes through. So out of those 4 teams from Asia, North and Central America, Oceania and South America, will come 2 teams that go to the World Cup. Now, Jamaica obviously are a little way off that 4th place, but I believe they can do it. They've got players in that squad that have operated at a very high level. Like I say, Adrian Mariappa has played for Watford for most of his career. He's played Premier League and Championship football for most of his career. Kemar Roof, Bobby De Cordova-Reid, he's played for Cardiff, he's played for Fulham in the Premier League, and he's currently in the Championship, so he's played at a high level. Leon Bailey's played in the Bundesliga, he's currently playing in the Premier League. Michail Antonio, need I say more? And even Ravel Morrison, and I know Ravel Morrison's had his troubles, but he's a player that on his day is unplayable. So, do I believe that the Reggae Boyz can do it? Well, they're going to need an awful lot of luck. They're going to need to find performances and, more importantly, results that thus far have eluded them. But can they do it? Of course they can. They definitely can. I have faith that they can do it, until such time as that faith has gone. I remember their one and only time in the World Cup in 1998 in France, and they brought a vibrancy, a colour, a sound, an energy that was completely unique. And it'd be nice to be able to see that again. So, here's to you, Jamaica. Here's to you, Reggae Boyz. Here's to you, Michail Antonio. Congratulations to you for getting your first goal for your nation. I hope it's the first of many more. The next match up for the Reggae Boyz is a home match at Independence Park on Tuesday, I believe, against the team that's top though, the United States of America, one of the powerhouses of the CONCACAF region. So it's fair to say that this will be a tall order. I think a point, despite the fact this is a home match, despite the fact that they need probably to get all three in pretty much most, if not all, of the games they play from this point onwards. But realistically, a point at home against the team that leads the group actually wouldn't be 2 points dropped, it would be a point gained in my view, and could possibly give the Reggae Boyz that confidence that would propel them further in this particular qualification process. So a point wouldn't be a bad thing, but if they could pull a shock off, if they could get all 3 points, that would absolutely be a tremendous boost to the Reggae Boyz, and Michail Antonio would definitely be coming back to Rush Green with a smile on his face, providing of course his hamstrings still stay in good nick. So fingers crossed to you, Michail Antonio, and here's to you. Congratulations on your opening goal for Jamaica. I hope this is the first of many, and I hope to see Jamaica gracing the World Cup next year. Anyway, that's all from me. So thanks for watching. Drop a like on the stream, subscribe to Force from Iron West Ham United, and we'll try to bring you more details of Jamaica's progress as they hopefully find their way some way, somehow, difficult though it may be, to the World Cup in Qatar 2022. Stay safe. Come on, you Irons.